won't let it slide. It's not the first time Justin will do such a cheap tricks with poking eyes like those. His fight against Paddy will be his last. UFC is only for the real fighters, not the cheater.
Are you surprised by Paddy's game plan?
I didn't understand his game plan even. He wanted to box with Gaethje, but he couldn't wrestle him. He couldn't box him. He just a little bit young and he has a better chin. But he's a trash can.
Just curious, what did you think about Paddy's chin? Because a lot of people say Justin Gaethje is the hardest hitter they've ever faced.
Yeah, but Paddy got knocked out like 15, 20 times. Yeah, Justin was like 3-4 years ago, he was different. Now it's like he's getting old and it's last a couple fights he got.
Paddy's heart. Oh, the grit of this kid. I don't care that he lost the fight. He comes back and murders like most guys.
Yeah.
Like anyone that doesn't have the grit. Like obviously everyone, like myself and everybody else, is worried about how much a fight like this takes out of you. But he's super young. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I think he's young enough to bounce back from a fight like this and to turn it into a superpower moving forward. Because not many people survive Gaethje the way he does, the way he did, or like have moments of greatness late in the fight after taking the hits that he...
That Scouser does not get knocked out.
Hold on.
My God.
I just felt like I did enough. I just felt like I did enough to get the job done. Paddy is getting the beat out of him right now. It looks like, Jesus, this might not end well.
It was almost like he understood the assignment. We're on Paramount. There's a new network. There are going to be new fans. We need to introduce them to what the UFC is. I think after watching that, everybody that was tuned in are going to be lifelong fans of the UFC. Because on this special night, there is not a sport in the world that can compare to the UFC. And tonight we have one of those special.
The atmosphere that had been buzzing with energy, loud, chaotic, and emotionally charged, eventually began to settle. Once the noise faded, the entire direction of discussion between fans and analysts shifted. People stopped focusing on predictions about who might win or what shocking moment might happen. Instead, attention turned toward breaking down, almost frame by frame, exactly how this highly anticipated fight actually played out inside the cage. The build-up had been intense because opinions were split almost perfectly down the middle. That divide created an electric tension you could almost feel. One side was convinced that Paddy's non-stop forward pressure, paired with his wild pace and relentless aggression, would overwhelm Gaethje and allow him to control the entire fight. Meanwhile, an equally strong group believed Justin's composure, surgical accuracy, and devastating power would ultimately decide the outcome. What made it even more fascinating was how that same divide in predictions mirrored the fight itself. Round by round, momentum shifted in ways that reflected those opposing expectations. That contrast shaped how fans and experts interpreted the action in real time, making every exchange feel deeply personal, almost like each strike validated or challenged their original prediction. Right before the opening exchanges, respected coach Tim Welch delivered a sharp technical breakdown of the matchup.
Stuff like, well, his entrance is good and it's all well and good to get the fans, but he needs to be able to fight. Obviously, we've seen him have great wins before, but to show you the durability he had in that fight tonight, do you feel like even though he lost, he will be considered one of the best in that division moving forward?
No doubt about it. I mean, he was the favorite tonight. I think that's what fucked him. Every other one, he's the underdog and everybody thinks he's going to lose. Tonight, he's the favorite. I don't think that his game plan was the greatest. Obviously, tonight he showed he is tough, he is durable, and almost impossible. I mean, especially against Gaethje. And you're eating those punches from him. You know, it's one thing to say, listen, I'm going to come out. I believe in, say, you know what? It's the third round. I got 2 rounds left. I might want to try to take him down.
Right before.
He immediately focused on Justin Gaethje's near-perfect ability to inflict serious damage early in fights, especially highlighting his brutal calf kicks. Those kicks rarely look flashy or highlight-worthy. They aren't the dramatic head kicks that dominate social media clips, but they are carefully designed to slowly break down an opponent's foundation. Once those kicks start landing consistently, they don't just cause pain. They disrupt balance, damage foot positioning, and reduce mobility. When that base starts failing, everything else in the fight begins to unravel. The overall pace slows. Reactions become slower and more predictable. Suddenly, the fast, chaotic exchanges that Paddy thrives in become easier to read for a calculated striker like Gietz. When movement becomes compromised, Justin's natural punching power becomes even more dangerous. Opponents can't pivot, escape, or adjust the way they normally would, leaving them exposed to his striking force. This is where the danger multiplies, and many analysts agreed with this assessment. The moments where Paddy faced the highest risk often came when he launched forward aggressively. When he surged in with confidence and intensity, his defensive awareness sometimes lagged slightly behind his offense. Against a precision striker like Gietz, even a fraction of a second matters. That tiny delay can be the difference between landing a clean shot or getting knocked out.
Unbelievable performance, Paddy the Baddy. Oh my God, he impressed the hell out of me. Incredible. He'll learn from that, but I tell you what, he's got what you can't teach. Heart, grit, determination, all that shit. Yeah, you can make tweaks. You can put the chin down, you can lift the hands up. What he showed tonight is that he is legit. The man is real, and that's for damn sure. He's at the hospital right now. He'll be fine. They're just checking him.
During those chaotic exchanges, even a small defensive opening could leave Paddy's chin exposed just long enough for Gietz to capitalize. From Welch's experienced viewpoint, the equation was simple but terrifying. One perfectly timed counter-punch from Justin could end the fight instantly. The danger in those moments was about as high as it gets in professional MMA. What makes this matchup even more interesting is that despite the constant threat of a knockout, Welch never described it as a simple striker versus grappler fight. And realistically, that assessment makes perfect sense. At the elite level of MMA, structured game plans often break down as fights progress. Fights like this usually evolve into chaotic, unpredictable battles. That chaos includes intense grappling scrambles, grinding clinch battles against the cage, and exhausting transitions that can completely shift momentum. And historically, those chaotic scramble-heavy moments are where Paddy Pimblett has often performed at his best.
Big grappling, and I felt that he deviated from the game plan, meaning that if I was in his corner, you're going to move. One, he's got to keep his hands up here. I like the traditional look where you can move, you can elbow, you throw your right hand, right, left, high kick, push kick. You're just way more, this is standard. This is like the best option. But I still feel like he deviated from the game plan where I think he felt that he was going to be able to knock out Justin Gaethje, and I just don't think Paddy Pimblett has that torque. Not saying he can't do it, I just don't think he has the torque to knock out a guy like Justin Gaethje, who's been in wars with guys like Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway. Max Holloway's knocked him out. He's knocked out Dustin Poirier. He's been in wars with Eddie Alvarez. He's just been in a lot of wars on the feet. But when you look at some of the things that, Khabib did to Justin Gaethje, he made it look easy. He took him down, past.
He has a rare ability to pull opponents into exhausting, uncomfortable sequences that can completely flip a fight. He might look hurt or unstable for a moment, but then suddenly, through pure determination and relentless pressure, he finds an opening and takes control. It's something that has always made him extremely dangerous. That unpredictable chaos is exactly why Welch described this fight as one that would likely be decided by the smallest details. We're talking about a scenario where a single perfectly landed punch or kick could instantly change everything. The stakes remain that high throughout the fight. Even with that constant knockout danger hanging over every exchange, Welch slightly leaned toward Paddy. His reasoning was interesting. He believed that across enough possible scenarios, Paddy would find a path to victory more often. However, he also made it clear that none of those paths were safe or predictable. Every possible route involved risk and chaos. But in Welch's view, Paddy simply had more potential ways to win. His biggest takeaway focused on endurance. Across 5 brutal rounds, fatigue is inevitable. The fighter who can mentally and physically survive that constant pressure while still being smart enough to choose the perfect moment to attack is usually the one who gets their hand raised when it matters most.